my message here is to remind you that all the answers are within you. But what I do is I extrapolate that out of you. I pull it out of you, and I help you discover the root, the origin of who you are. And from that origin place, we blast open all of the obstacles and the barriers of the mind to discover that, oh wow, none of those things really serve you anymore, and none of those things really are you anymore. That's the thing. The mental patterns that we experience on a day-to-day basis, we've convinced ourselves that that is who we are. And in reality, you are none of those things. You're just observing those things. And what I'm helping you do is get you into that state where you are observing those things. And from that place of gentle, loving awareness, all of the obstacles and the barriers to what you want just melts away and disappears into the vast sea, the vast sky, the vast ocean of consciousness. And why do we care about being in this vast ocean? Well, because that is where all the manifestational power exists. That is where your heart's desire, your soul's desire, your passion for experiencing something in this life can actually come to fruition. Because if we're not in that space, we're just trying to egotistically manipulate our 3D world into producing what we want. And we can get there in that way, but it takes a bit of effort. A lot of bit of effort, actually. Because generally, it feels like pushing a boulder up a hill. From my experience, when you're in the flow, it doesn't feel like that at all. And things just start to come to you naturally, easily, and effortlessly, and I just start to feel like, wow, this is what life is. Really? This is how life is. You're provided for. You're provided for. That's the thing. That's the knowing that comes from the state of being. I already have what I want. I'm totally fulfilled. Everything that I want is already here. And so anything that is like in the same vibratory frequency of that knowing, that frequency of fulfillment, can come to me. So everything that I want, everything I desire, is no longer wanted or desired or needed or anything, because I'm so fulfilled. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is how to give that message to you. How do you know, as someone who's listening to this, how do you know that what I have to offer is what you need? And so many people give me feedback like, oh my God, your content, like, I can't wait for your posts to come out. You really get me thinking, you inspire me, like all of these things are really great. And I'm also wondering, okay, so how do I use my messaging to touch the people that I need to touch in order to really truly help? Because I can help you start to think in a different way. I can help you kind of blast open in a different way. But oftentimes it's the mirroring my clients, and I'm like a detective where I can just see these threads, and I can see the way that everything is woven in, and feel you too. I'm piercing into you, that I can feel what you're experiencing, and I know exactly what to ask, so that you uncover the truth, the true nature of who you are, so that you recognize and create distance between you and the thought forms. Because the thought forms are there creating your reality. They're there not as the main focus, but as the byproduct of an internal state of being. And that internal state of being is usually from some sort of program, from the time that you were 0 to 9. There's some sort of feedback that you got as a child, or some sort of imprint that you had. And it sometimes is just, mirror neurons of what our parents were experiencing. And now we've engulfed that into our own awareness, and we believe that that's who we are. And that's not at all who you are. You are not a program. You are not the thoughts. You're just the one experiencing all of those thoughts and all of those programs. How do we stop living out those programs? That lie, the lie that you are any of that. Well, it's simple. Sometimes it's not easy, because it's so convincing that we are these thoughts and we are this whatever program. That's why I come in. I blast you open. Now you'll never be able to go back. I'm so sorry. And you're welcome at the same time, because now that you're aware, I make you aware of the problem. It's just like when a smoker comes to me, I don't say, okay, I'm going to hypnotize you into stop smoking. You're no longer a smoker. You stop smoking right now. That's not going to work. And the reason it doesn't work is because you're not addressing the underlying issue. And the underlying issue isn't I'm addicted to a substance. The underlying issue is I need to create a sensation of comfort within me. And so I go to this thing. And because I think that I am this thing that needs comforted, I stay in this loop. So I put a wedge in that cycle. And the number one reason that someone quits smoking is because I allow them to I give them permission to smoke. I say, go ahead, smoke, do it. But now you're going to do it with complete awareness, total awareness of, look at this girl, what in the heck? Now you're going to do it with complete awareness that you're doing it. Every time you take this thing and you put it in between your fingers, you're going to notice the sensation on your fingers, you're going to notice the smell, you're going to notice it as you light it, you're going to notice how it feels as it goes into you. And as you do that and you start to realize like, oh wow, yeah, I actually don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't really actually feel comforted doing this. I don't really actually like this. That's when they start to stop. That's when they choose something else. That's when a new tactic comes in, and it's generally better than we could have ever imagined. Like, oh, wow. Actually, what I really want to do is go take my dog for a fast walk around the block and breathe. What I'm really wanting to do is not breathe smoke in. I really want to breathe fresh air in. And those suggestions can be made, but only once you've addressed the internal reason why you're going to this negative pattern that you don't want to see anymore. You address the underlying reason. How do I get that message to you, the one that is listening to this? If this is you, you're struggling with yourself, and you're ready to give up on yourself, then I'm here. This is me, ready to help you uncover the reason why you're struggling and want to give up on yourself. That is the only answer. Look at her. Look at this crazy girl. Play. The answer, play. Can you be more playful with this? You know, I used to be obsessed. Oh, I'm still an obsessive person. I'm not going to lie. I like to get obsessed with things. But I used to get obsessed with the wrong things. And then the wrong things would just, like, being obsessed with those things would just destroy my life. Because I was trying to not be obsessed with those things. And so when I started to just be like, oh, I'm obsessed. I love it. I'm so obsessed with this person, place, thing, whatever, fill in the blank. Then it became easier to deal with. It actually lessened the impact that I was having on my state of being. Because I'm just like in full acceptance. In full acceptance of that obsession. Gosh, she's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm done rambling now. My dog is trying to destroy me. Okay. Join me on this journey. 12 weeks, you and me, hypnotherapy, weekly coaching. I'm gonna blast you open. You'll never go back. You'll never go back, I promise. And yeah, so if you're ready, come to me.